Hello, thank you so much for joining. Can you please explain the purpose and business value of service mapping in ITOM?
Yes, sure. Service mapping is basically like creating a live blueprint of how your business services actually run in the backend. It automatically discovers how different components, like servers, databases, and apps, are connected in supporting a service like payroll or customer portal. The main value here is that it helps IT teams trace issues quickly. For example, if an application is slow, you can easily track which server or database is causing it. This reduces downtime, improves incident resolution, and supports smarter change management. Honestly, without it, most companies just rely on outdated spreadsheets or tribal knowledge, which is too risky in today's environment.
Great. What challenges might you encounter when maintaining a CMDB health, and how do you address them?
Sure, to be honest, CMDB health is a constant struggle for many companies. The biggest challenges I've faced are stale data, duplicate records, and incomplete relationships between configuration items, or CIs. What I usually do is set up scheduled discovery scans to regularly update the CMDB. I also use the CMDB Health Dashboard, which shows metrics like completeness and correctness. Another useful thing is CI attestation, where asset owners verify their records. Without these practices, your CMDB becomes unreliable, and it can affect all IT processes like incident and change. So, keeping it clean isn't a one-time task, it's continuous.
Okay. Now tell me, how does event management in ITOM help reduce noise and improve incident handling?
Yes, sure, event management is really helpful when you're flooded with alerts. It collects all the infrastructure events, like server down, disk full, or high CPU, and then applies correlation rules to group them into meaningful alerts. So instead of being overwhelmed by hundreds of repetitive alerts, your team sees one or two critical alerts that actually need action. This really cuts down noise and ensures we focus on the issues that actually impact business services. In my experience, it also helps avoid alert fatigue and improves SLA performance because teams aren't wasting time chasing minor issues.
Great. Let's move to cloud management. Okay. How do you integrate cloud management into ITOM to maintain multi-cloud visibility and cost control?
Okay, so in my projects, I've worked with clients who use AWS, Azure, and even GCP. The cloud management part of ITOM lets us bring all those cloud resources into a single dashboard. It shows everything, from virtual machines to storage, along with their costs and health. We also use it to set policies for automated scaling, detect unused resources, and optimize cloud spending. Alerts are configured for sudden cost spikes too. This approach gives IT leadership full visibility across clouds and makes it easier to forecast budgets and improve governance.
Okay. Describe how automated discovery complements service mapping.
Yeah, of course, automated discovery and service mapping go hand in hand. Discovery automatically scans the network to identify devices, servers, and software. It basically populates the CMDB with all the technical details about your infrastructure. Once you have that, service mapping uses this data to build service maps that show how these components work together to deliver business services. I usually explain it like this: discovery tells you what you have, and service mapping tells you how it works together. Both are critical if you want full visibility and control over IT operations.
Okay. Tell me, when would you use synthetic monitoring over real user monitoring?
Okay, let me explain. I will go for synthetic monitoring when I need proactive checks. Basically, it simulates user behavior using scripts to test key workflows 24/7. It's great for catching problems before real users notice anything, especially after a deployment or during off hours. On the other hand, real user monitoring is better when you want to analyze actual user interactions, like how they experience app performance in production. Honestly, I think both are needed, but synthetic monitoring gives that early warning edge that prevents major incidents.
Cool, great answer. How do you ensure item tool performance does not degrade as discovery scaled up?
That's a great question. As the item footprint grows, it is really important to avoid performance issues. What I usually do is segment the discovery schedules, like splitting scans by location or business unit, and spread the load across multiple mid servers. We also monitor the mid servers' utilization and scale them up when needed. Scheduling scans during non peak hours helps too. And we archive old discovery data regularly to keep the system lean. Honestly, without proper scaling, discovery can overwhelm your network, so proactive monitoring is key.
Great. What is an operational resilience in ITOM and why it is important?
Operational resilience is basically the ability of your IT environment to withstand disruptions and still deliver essential services. It's about being prepared for things like server crashes, cyber attacks, or even major outages. ITEM supports this by providing health dashboards, automated failover mechanisms, and clear recovery playbooks. In my projects, we also focus on resilience testing, where we simulate failures to check our response readiness. It's not just about uptime, it's about business survival during tough situations.
Okay, great. Explain how the task intelligence in ITOM accelerate operations.
Okay, sure. Task intelligence uses machine learning to speed up incident handling. It automatically fills in fields like category or assignment group based on historical patterns, and even suggests solutions or related knowledge articles. This reduces manual work for the service desk, improves consistency, and helps resolve tickets faster. I've seen cases where it even predicts the right assignment group with 90% plus accuracy, which really boosts productivity and reduces human error.
Great. Now tell me, how do you validate your ITOM implementation is delivering the business value? Think carefully and tell me.
To be honest, this is where many companies struggle. In my projects, we define clear KPIs upfront, things like mean time to resolution, service uptime, cloud cost savings, and CMDB accuracy. We track these using dashboards in ServiceNow, like the Service Operations Workspace and CMDB Health Dashboard. Regular reviews with business and IT stakeholders help connect item activities back to measurable outcomes. I always say, if you can't tie item to business value, then you are just running a technical project, not a strategic one.
Okay. What are some common risks in automating discovery and how do you mitigate them?
Yeah, discovery automation is powerful, but it's not without risks. One common risk is scanning critical systems without permission, which can impact performance or even trigger security alarms. Another risk is pulling in incorrect or incomplete data, which can mess up the CMDB and cause bigger issues down the line. In my experience, we always follow a strict change process for discovery rollouts. We segment our network properly, test in controlled environments first, and get approvals from system owners. Plus, we regularly audit the discovery results to spot any anomalies early.
Great. Tell me, how does ITOM visibility is different from ITOM optimization and why do companies need both of these?
That's an excellent question. Item visibility is all about knowing what's in your IT environment. It focuses on discovery, service mapping, and CMDB health. Basically, it answers what do we have and how does it connect. On the other hand, item optimization is about improving efficiency and performance. It involves cloud cost control, capacity optimization, and workload balancing. It answers, how do we run smarter and cheaper? Honestly, companies need both because visibility alone won't reduce costs or improve service quality. Optimization makes sure you're not just seeing problems, you're fixing them.
Great. Can you explain the role of AI ops in ITOM and why it is becoming a more important day by day?
Yeah, AIOPS, or Artificial Intelligence for IT Operations, is becoming a game changer in ITOM. It uses machine learning to detect patterns, correlate events, and predict incidents before they impact users. In my experience, AIOPS has helped reduce major outages by analyzing event noise and highlighting root causes automatically. It also improves the accuracy of incident assignments and resolution recommendations. With the growing complexity of hybrid IT environments, AIOPS isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's essential for staying proactive and reducing firefighting.
Okay, great. Tell me, how do you handle change management risk in an environment with an automated ITOM processes?
This is something I've dealt with quite a lot. When you automate processes like discovery, event management, or cloud management, changes can happen very fast, sometimes without human review. To handle that risk, we enforce strict change policies, even for automated actions. Every automation has to go through CAB, Change Advisory Board, reviews initially. We also use automated notifications to alert stakeholders about key changes. Plus, we track rollback options for every automated task, so if something goes wrong, we can quickly undo it. Automation is great, but governance is what makes it safe.
Cool. Finally, the last question. What are the signs that an organization is ready to implement ITOM?
I always look for a few signs. First, if the organization struggles with frequent outages and doesn't have a clear picture of their infrastructure, that's a red flag they need ITOM. Second, if they have growing cloud costs or poor incident resolution metrics, it's usually time for ITOM. The first thing I recommend is cleaning up their CMDB, because ITOM relies on accurate configuration data. They also need strong collaboration between IT teams, because ITOM cuts across networking, cloud, apps, and security. Without that teamwork, even the best ITOM tools won't deliver results.
And what should they prepare first?